Hello, and welcome to Drinky Talky thing
Number something.
number 143.
It's the first one after Christmas, and we're still a little bit drunk.
Yes, some more than others. Although I have drank an obscene amount this Christmas.
It's scary, isn't it? It's wine. Wine is what I've gone through. I've got to point. I think I've actually damaged myself. I can't drink wine now without coughing. So
I've rediscovered amaretto.
Yeah,
That's dangerous. They are dangerous times.
I've only been drinking it as a nightcap for the past few weeks, so it's not really going down that well.
Yeah.
When everyone else has whiskey, I go to amaretto because I'm a big girl's blouse, and anyone that drinks whiskey is wrong. Have you drank whiskey recently?
Not in a while.
It smells like paint thinner. It doesn't smell nice. It doesn't taste nice. I can't understand why people drink it. Sorry, I'm getting quite passionate about whiskey here.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I've got more I've got more beer in this house than I have actual food.
Nice.
And have done for about a fortnight.
Well, our fridge is full, so we've resorted to putting all of our beer on the back step.
Ah.
So we step out the house into a world of beer. It's fantastic. Although there's only lager left now.
So that's going to be there forever.
Yeah, we kind of bought. I think somebody thought, let's get lager because everyone drinks lager.
Nobody drinks
But
lager.
obviously none of us drink lager, so we step out and there's just lager everywhere, and a bit of cider, and all the ale. There's like 2 bottles of ale left.
You know, at some point you're just going to come out and there'll be a couple of chavs nesting.
As long as I don't nick my bike, it's fine.
They wouldn't know what to do with it.
That's their point. Well,
They can't freewheel on the fucker.
Right.
Before we get on to games, we're going to do something. Congratulations, Alec.
Yes, you bastard.
Who, yeah.
It's followed in the. I want to point out. I think I mentioned I started a trend by proposing. Ever since I've proposed, everyone I know has proposed or got married.
Oh yeah,
really fucking annoying.
And congratulations, Carl, you sneaky motherfucker.
My brother disappeared, came back married. Seriously.
I don't know what that was. That was a double salute.
You should go for the rimmer. Seriously, how? What? The bastard, he turned up, he said, meet me at the takeaway.
Yeah.
Right?
The takeaway?
Yeah, and I thought, he's going to buy me some food. Nice! I got there, I'm married. Write a best man speech. See you later. Not only did I not get fed, right, I now have to write a best man speech. I've had no stag do. I've had all the bad bits of being a best man and all the good bits.
Well done.
I'm pissed off.
So yeah, congratulations, Alec, who finally proposed to Helen. I forgot that they weren't already engaged, to be fair.
As well, but...
And congratulations to Carl on successfully pissing off your brother.
Yeah, well done. Honestly, any answers or tips or jokes for best man speeches, I'm all ears. I'm tempted halfway through because you didn't have a stag do. There you go, having an inflatable sheep and all the other bits that go along with it. That's all. That's all I got so far.
No, you could balance it out. You could go full stag do trick with it and write the speech, but then hire a stripper to read it.
Oh. It's tempting, but then he's got to give a speech at mine. And I'm not sure that'll...
Yeah, but he's not the one that's got to arrange the stag do, so...
No, but he'd go for one-upmanship. Our entire life is one-upmanship. I moved out, he moved out. I bought a motorbike, he bought a motorbike. I bought a really nice coffee machine, he bought the same really nice coffee machine. Ooh, I said I'm going to get married, he goes and gets married. Every time. If I get a stripper at his wedding, he's going to go one better. That's how it works.
I can only see that ending with midget strippers, and that's just...
I've been playing a lot of Cards Against Humanity over Christmas. And there's one that I just can't... It wins every time. And it's 2 midgets shitting in a bucket. No matter what, it doesn't have to be relevant. Why did my last relationship end? 2 midgets shitting in a... Win! Every time. The game descends into not what's the funniest, but what is the most offensive and ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
The only card that comes close to beat that is Madeleine McCann, which...
Yeah.
No matter what question you get, everyone goes, "Ugh," and ignores it.
Yeah.
Or David Bowie riding a tiger with lightning behind him or something like that. It's a ridiculous... Yeah. It's a great game. Have you played it yet?
Not yet. You need to bring it round.
We need to be drunk, but it's well worth it. If you play it non-drunk, it becomes boring. You also need at least 4 or 5 people.
That's fine. We'll have to go. We'll just call in the group. The entire group. Because I think Alex actually bowed out. Decided to go dry from games for a month. Just no games for a month.
Oh dear. Why?
I don't know. I think it's just something that he wanted to see if he could do. The entire January without a video game.
Fair enough. I honestly, the best thing I think, I can't wait for him to become a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure his name comes up top of Google for all of the embarrassing things that we can find on him.
Yeah. Oh. That could be bad. Should we get on with game news?
Probably should, because nobody's interested in this. As a new IP from KOTOR, what?
Knights of the Old Republic.
But that's not a new IP then, is it? If it's from Knights of the Old Republic, which is an IP. Is it from the people that made Knights of the Old Republic? Is that what they're trying to get at with this headline?
I didn't read that story all that well, because it was from December, because this is from the 20th of December. We're well out.
This is from a year ago. So what?
Oh, they're doing a new franchise based on Knights of the Old Republic.
Right. So it's not really an entirely new IP, is it?
So it's not a new IP, but it's a new franchise based on the Knights of the Old Republic universe. Because EA have got the Star Wars license, so why not milk it?
Yeah. Well, they've got to, haven't they, now? Everyone hates EA. They may as well sort themselves out.
Yeah.
I think they've been voted
they scrapped the fucking Bounty Hunter game.
Yeah.
And
I don't get it. The amount of companies that fuck over everyone, banks specifically, screw over everyone in the world, and people vote EA worst company ever.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, you can't. To be fair, you can't really vote against a bank because they still have your money.
You can still vote against them. You can say they're shit anonymously. It's fine.
Yeah, but you better make sure it is damn well anonymous because they've got a lot of money and your money.
Yeah, fair enough.
You wouldn't like to suddenly have a bank error happen that wipes out your savings.
Yeah. So I played Monopoly over the holidays and a bank error in your favour. Fuck off. No, it never happened.
I saw a new type of Monopoly over Christmas.
What was that?
Rather than buying, it was Monopoly. I'll try and find out what edition it was. But instead of actually buying the buildings to put on each of the things, each block has a little tile on it, and how big the tile is based on the value of the block.
Right, okay.
You put them into a tower in the middle. That's your character, and if anybody lands on any of your squares, the rent for it is the value in that tower.
Nice. That's
and then there's a couple of things on the dice like swap cards. So you're able to steal the top tile from somebody else's tower and put it onto yours, or swap them over. And if you run out of money, you've obviously just got to start selling tiles and put them back on the board.
See, this sounds better than my version of Monopoly, which was Dachshundopoly. Instead of properties, you have Dachshunds. Sausage dogs.
Yeah.
And instead of chance and whatever the other one is, you have good boy and bad boy. Basically, what we figured out halfway through is all the good boy cards seem to be negative and all the bad boy cards seem to be positive. So I think whoever printed this game got them the wrong way around.
Yeah.
But either way, it was good times. Is that what it is? Monopoly Empire?
Yeah, Monopoly Empire. So you're buying all the brands and then it goes into the middle. I'll put a picture of it about here. And you audio people, Google Monopoly.
Did we point? What happened here?
I pointed. So yeah, that's your slot in the middle, and then you get
and you build up, and
you build up, and the first one to get to the middle is the winner.
Right.
So you can win. You can completely bankrupt somebody, and they're out, or you can get to the middle and you win.
Nice. So the winner of our game was Scott. He owned lots of properties that he charged rent on. It's like real life.
Yes.
Anywho, new IP, Mass Effect team, BioWare. It's good. I'm guessing.
It should be. Mass Effect.
All of those things.
Yeah.
Should add up to a
Knights
good
of the
game,
Old
really.
Republic, Mass Effect, and BioWare. All of those things are good, until you remember that this is also the people that brought you The Old Republic.
And the ending to Mass Effect. What's your favourite colour? I mean, come on.
I still think everybody's over the top about that.
It's not over the top. Right.
No. People assumed that when they said that your choices will make a difference, they put into it more relevance than the developer did.
Right. The reason people put more relevance is the fact that your gameplay from the first one transferred to the second, which transferred to the third.
Yeah.
All of that awesome gameplay you did results in 3 end scenarios. I'm not surprised people are pissed off. It's not about the fact that, choices make a difference in one game. No, there's been 3 games of this.
No. The problem, if you're going to boil it down, is not that your choices make a difference up until in the entire. It's that final choice. It's one choice that makes a difference. It's Deus Ex all over again.
Oh my god! The thing is, you didn't expect much from Deus Ex, did you? You played through it. You thought, this is fun. I could do this differently. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. You do it stealthy 3 times, you fail each time, then you go in guns blazing and shoot them. It doesn't really matter because it doesn't affect anything further. When you get to that last room, you just think, well, fuck it.
No, you remember
meeny, miny.
Press, watch cutscene, go back to previous same point, press other thing, second achievement gained.
I wish I thought that through.
Fuck it. Where are we going next?
Anal probes.
Okay. South Park. Stick of Truth has been refused a rating in Australia.
Yeah, don't be surprised. This isn't new. Anything with references to drugs generally gets refused. Anything with violence in games gets refused. This is the country that came out with a poster that said, it was something on the lines of gamers lead to gambling. It was a little kid with an iPad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is not a good... They are so against games, it's ridiculous. They also deny that climate change is happening. Well, it's sunny outside, mate! No, fuck it. No, that's not how it works. You don't go, oh, it's cold today, global warming's not working, is it? No. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And Australians are retarded. I'm just going to put that... Not all of them, just people in power.
Yeah.
They seem to be absolutely ridiculous.
It's our own fault. We have only ourselves to blame.
I think we shouldn't be getting irate about this, should we? Because it doesn't affect us. Essentially, they're British.
Yeah.
And they're the shit Brits at that.
Basically, they're the ones we didn't want.
Yeah.
We sent the criminals to Australia and the fucking religious nut jobs to America. That's why Britain is a decent place to live, and that's why everybody wants to come here.
Well, don't go Daily Mail on me. Do not go Daily Mail on me. Bloody Russians? Romanians and Bulgarians.
That didn't come.
Honestly, yeah. There's the Daily Mail articles. Flights are full. Everyone's coming. We're gonna die. It's like one guy got off a boat and went, it's raining. That was it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Australians.
Yeah. They banned...
special.
Despite
that's the anecdote I had. When I went on holiday, I met a lovely Australian woman. She was there with, I think it was her grandson, and she came up to us, started talking, and said, yeah, no doubt you can tell I'm Australian. We've got no class. Nice to meet you. I'm Dan, I'm from Hull. Probably a tiny bit more class than you. But she just said, Australians have no class. Even the rich ones, no class. We're just no class. Alright, I can't argue with that. Saves me calling you a convict. Well done.
Well, fair enough, yeah. The South Park game, back to that.
Yeah.
Despite South Park being aired on all of their TV series, including the anal probe episode.
Pretty much all of the ones that have addressed all of these things before.
Or the shit that's how... You've got to give South Park its due. Sometimes it's not funny.
Yeah.
But it's willing to make certain jokes that other shows wouldn't.
It hits the nail on the head, doesn't it, kind of?
Yeah, but sometimes...
Oh, actually, you got a point. That shouldn't be acceptable.
Yeah. But at times it does decide to hit that nail with a sledgehammer.
Mm.
They banned the next game because it's got things like the show. So it's got the anal probe scene and the abortion.
It's like the difference of... You watch Dexter or something like that, where he might garrote someone and knock him out. You play Manhunt...
Yeah.
Where you garrote someone, and because you're physically telling him to do that, it's suddenly offensive.
Yeah. And that's where they're doing in South Park. It's refused rating because they accept that they've seen this in the South Park area, South Park series IP before.
That's the word.
But it's
expect help from
this.
this.
But adding the interactive context to it is just that step too far for their rating board.
It's very backwards in the sense.
But the South Park creators kind of balanced that back and got themselves into a bit of shit as always.
That doesn't sound like them.
Basically, they just photoshopped pictures of angry-looking koalas going "fuck you" over all the scenes that they didn't like.
Nice. I hope that gets passed. Yeah. I'd love a game where when anything offensive's happening, a koala just goes. So, right, we've got to cover 38 Studios. We usually kick off with anything 38 Studios, but Kurt Schilling has... I mean, he's a legend now.
This guy is awesome.
He started a studio coming from a baseball background.
Yeah. Came from baseball, decided to start a game studio.
Yeah, which also well done. I mean, well done for trying.
No, he was doing well. It was a good game studio, and then Rhode Island gave him a shitload of money to move the studio there. This is where it all fell apart. If he'd have just kept where he was, kept 38 Studios where it was originally, I can't remember where that was, continued on with Amalo, it would have been fine, because he wouldn't have had the massive influx of money that Rhode Island had given him to reach beyond his fucking targets.
Yeah. And what I'm guessing is the interest that comes along with said...
Yeah.
What was it? How do you word it? Fucking massive amounts of money.
Yeah.
The interest is
we will go metric shit ton.
A metric shit ton of interest on his metric... 100 metric shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Roughly what it was. 70-something million, was it? It was a
78
ridiculous amount
million.
of money. For a game studio that is making what is essentially...
An unproved game studio at that point.
Unproved game studio. Unproved IP.
Yeah.
MMO.
Well, no, they didn't buy it for the MMO. They bought it for Kingdoms. They bought the studio.
That must have been in the business plan.
Oh no, it was in the business plan, but they didn't actually budget for that.
Yeah, they started work on it, but didn't get very far.
But yeah, the Rhode Island governor has said that 38 Studios, MMO Copernicus, is now just a load of junk. Mr. Schilling responded with, load up quicker, you stupid story. Schilling says governor has no clue what he's talking about. It's very easy to be yeah, hindsight is a powerful thing.
Wait, there's a brilliant line there. Yeah. Where was it? People just panicked and gave a retired baseball player a huge amount of taxpayer money with no experience in the industry or any other business. Yeah. Yeah, you can't really put it.
There is entire.
That's like me going to the Rhode Island.
There is a pile of doctoral thesis work out there that will be done by business analysts, PhDs in the future about why Rhode Island gave this untested.
But that is literally, it's like me or you going up. We've got more experience in the games industry. I'm not saying we have good experience in the games industry or enough to make a bloody MMO or anything like this. It's like us going up saying, can I have 72 million, please?
I worked on an MMO.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, right, fair enough. But it's like us saying, can we please have 76 million? Yeah. I'd like to make a game. What's your previous experience? Well, I've done this little bit and this little bit. I've never run a company. I've never tried designing my own game from scratch. And really, it's hit or miss if this might work. Okay, there you go. This guy had less. He was a baseball player. He'd had no other job.
It's all kicking off. It's going to get interesting in the next... We aren't shot. We're going to spend another year talking about this guy because the Securities Exchange Commission is now involved. And they have now subpoenaed for everything to do with this entire deal. Because they think the Securities Exchange Commission is the American equivalent of Bank of England Securities Board or whatever it is.
They look after silly things going on.
Basically, they go, what the fuck are you playing at?
Yeah. I assume this isn't focused on Kurt Schilling, though.
No, it's
essentially
it's against the Rhode Island Commercial Board that gave him the money in the first place. But he is actually being sued by them.
Oh, brilliant. I love the fact that in court he could literally just go, I'm a fucking baseball player. Are you retarded?
Oh, here we go. Here's the quote. Any decision that loses is bad in hindsight. Bet Rhode Island would like to redo on the governor's elections too. Pointing out that the governor that is making all these claims has an approval rating of 11%.
Also, another quote. He has no clue what he's talking about. Never did. That is just fantastic.
American politics, you gotta love it.
Oh, and the final quote, done sort of epic proportions. Well, you don't mince your words. No. Retard, I think is the word. Seriously, it's like is it Rob Ford, the guy from, is he Canada? The
Canadian Toronto
I got caught doing drugs. Fuck it, I'm going to go for re-election.
No, caught doing drugs, hiring prostitutes, stripped of alcoholic. He is still in his position but has been stripped of all possible powers. He can't make any decisions. He has got the title alone.
Vote me in!
And he is standing for re-election, and there looks like there might be a chance he'll actually succeed.
4chan. 4chan must have an involvement in this. If there's any kind of poll or vote or anything, and some knobhead wins that shouldn't, it's 4chan. That's the rule.
Yeah, but this is an election. This means the city of Toronto have to elect him.
Well, the be-all and end-all is, if he ran the city well, as in if the city worked well, things were good, better than the previous person, why wouldn't you re-elect him? He may be a dick in his personal life, but if he gets shit done...
But he didn't. People got shit done around him. Basically, they started taking power off him, and everybody just got on with doing what needed to be done.
Yeah, probably not going to get re-elected. Or he shouldn't.
But it is funny. Wii U.
Every time I go to the Kung Pao, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, Wii U.
Right. First story.
Look at that reference.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
First story is that Nintendo have finally done what they should have done in the first place and brought out a higher capacity battery pack for the gamepad and are now selling it separately. Yeah. It should have been done in the first place.
Well, they made space for it.
Yes. They made space for it, so they knew it was coming. The extended life battery should have been there. I don't even mind if they're selling the extended life battery separately. It should have been there from launch.
Yeah, it should have been an option.
You get it with laptops. Every laptop comes out, there's an extended life battery.
Yeah, and it makes your laptop this much thicker.
Yeah.
But it should be there. It should be an option for those people
that are going to sit there for 8 hours.
Sorry, wait. Those hardcore gamers on the Wii U. Those... Sorry, I can't finish a sentence, Paddy.
Hello.
I'm sorry, but it's true. The Wii U exists.
Yeah.
As for the hardcore crowd they wanted, I mean, it's not.
This is one of the things that Destructoid did an article and I read it, and one of their points is how to turn the Wii U around without worrying about the third party. Because they don't need third party support. They need Nintendo to realise what they are and stop trying to regain the hardcore crowd.
Yeah. Then the Nintendo crowd. I mean, it's not even a crowd. It's just people buy Nintendo because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
The games are always good.
Yep.
First party, anyway. And they're always slightly innovative.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You have enough there to keep people going. Just don't fuck about.
Yeah, stop fucking about. Stop trying to go back for the hardcore crowd. Focus again on the gamer. Just focus on the gamer. Make good games. Tell third-party companies to just make games. Start saying, look, you don't know what to do with the gamepad. Fine. Don't do anything with it.
Well, the bit that gets me is, you know what's bigger than the hardcore crowd? The fucking
the casual crowd.
They are like multitudes larger than the hardcore crowd. I'm sorry to do this whole casual hardcore thing, but
they are.
Anything that came out on iPad sold stupid amounts more than your console games. I mean, ridiculous amounts more. If you can capture that market and make them want to play on some kind of console, that's the difficult bit, because they have an iPad.
Yep.
If you can get them to want to play on a big screen, you could make stupid amounts of money. But nobody's done that yet. You get casual games, you get Peggle for Xbox, but it's generally the hardcore crowd that use it as an escape.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it, and as the HTML... Because Wii U opened up the HTML5 indie development stuff, and it's still gathering momentum. But think about what will happen when King.com finally discover the Wii U.
Yeah. But
Candy Crush...
Well, yes and no. The problem is people have it on an iPad already. What you need is a set-top box.
No, because there's a cheat. Because people... Here's how addictive Candy Crush is. Joe plays it.
Mm?
It annoys the hell out of me. She plays it on her phone, on the iPhone, and on the tablet.
Yeah. And
on Facebook.
Yeah. Because
while the three are synced in terms of progression through the world map, they aren't synced for lives. So she can use up her 5 lives on her iPhone, throw that to one side while that refreshes, use up 5 lives on her tablet.
Damn you, free-to-play. It's just...
But I'm kind of annoyed by that, but I'm also happy because she's not paying anything.
Yeah. But this is where...
And then when both of them are refreshing, she plays Papa Pear Saga.
For fuck's sake. This is where kind of the Steam box has an in.
Yeah.
If the Steam box is cheap and low powered enough and does other things, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But the problem is people have a lot of boxes under their TV. This is what Microsoft tried to solve by having everything go through one. Microsoft have probably done this better than anyone else.
Yep, they
if you
tried.
have a box that can do everything, has your casual games, has everything.
This is the problem.
Fantastic.
They didn't go far enough.
Well, they did and they didn't. They're relying on at least one person in the household saying, yes, I want this.
Well, no. They didn't go far enough, because if they wanted the unified thing, they've already partnered with certain digital providers. If they'd have just made enough of a partnership so that you could get a version of the Xbox One for your cable provider, so that you could get rid of your cable box as well. So so you got
inbuilt.
The Comcast Xbox One, you got the Verizon Xbox One. I'm just pulling American telephone companies out of my ass at this point.
Anyone that might offer cable.
Yeah, but then you could offer it subsidised by the cable company. So Comcast could.
People have them in their homes, and then you can take over the world. Pretty much.
But that's it.
Yeah.
You want to go that way. You go that way. You just go all out.
The issue is casual gamers don't buy an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Wii U. They have an iPad.
Yeah.
And they play on their iPad. They have to have another sole use that they will then ignore and play games on.
But imagine if Sky, here in the UK,
What, do you remember Sky Games?
Yeah.
They were awful.
They were. But that fucking Beehive thing.
Beehive Bedlam. Honestly, playing that game, it's Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah.
And it's just that, except for it's massively unresponsive, and yet you still play it.
Yeah.
You used to sit there pressing buttons and like, well, nothing's happened, and suddenly you go from there to, oh, you sent 26 right buttons. No!
Oh, I always used to love that.
God awful, that game. But you played it.
Yeah.
You just need a set-top box with these kind of inbuilt games.
But if Sky suddenly came out, if an Xbox One came out as a replacement Sky Plus box.
Yeah. If cable companies gave it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Anyway. We've gone off track. I feel we've gone slightly off track. Wii U was the track we were on, and we had many more things to... Didn't we?
Yes.
Minecraft is not coming out for the Wii U in the short term.
Yes. Notch has been interviewed again. He's interviewed quite regularly. He says a lot of things. This week he actually said that the Minecraft for the Wii U makes sense. It's a platform that he would like to do, and he says, what I'm saying now is no detriment to the Wii U. We love Nintendo. We'd love to do a Wii U version. However, we just physically don't have the time. Yeah. We've got too much on. It's not happening.
That's it. You've got to bear in mind they made one for PlayStation,
yep,
Xbox, PC, iPad, and Android.
Well, they've got PS3, which just came out, Xbox, which is 360, which has been out for a while, iPad, Android. They're all made by sub-studios, though.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But the main studio is still working on the Minecraft game. They've just released 1.74, and there's constant development going on, and it's still a little independent studio, despite how many millions of copies it's sold.
Yeah. That's it. It's probably the richest independent studio.
Yeah.
Barring Activision in the entire...
But they haven't... They're ploughing all that money in to other things, and... But they're also working on the Xbox One and PS4 version, which will be, again, solid rewrites.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not a complicated game.
It is.
Is it? Really?
Yeah.
Minecraft?
Yes.
Really?
The mathematical compilations for World Gen can... If I set everything up right, I can cripple my machine with Minecraft.
That's ridiculous. Alright. Yeah.
If I set up an amplified world... Okay, I have to add a few mods in.
Well, that's it. At that point, you are not playing Minecraft. You're playing Minecraft mods.
But even if you get... Even on a standard plain Minecraft world... A modified, an amplified world type will actually cause a strain to any machine with less than 2 gig of RAM.
So is that's basically a big world?
Well, amplified is it increases the world height, I think about tenfold,
nice.
and depth another tenfold. So it's got so each 16 by 16 block chunk
goes up miles.
Goes up several thousand blocks and down several thousand blocks, and it has to generate every single one of those blocks individually, so the calculations alone... It sounds like a simple game, but the possible variations of that are...
Right. It's still quite simple. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, but in principle.
Compare it to any mod... Compare it to Battlefield 4. It's a simple game. It really is.
Gameplay-wise, yes. Gameplay, but not calculations-wise. I think Minecraft would trounce calculations per second. Would trounce Battlefield.
I don't, just for the sheer kind of... It's blocks, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but when you start doing things like entity calculations, and because the character's an entity, each chest, and then the entity...
You've lost me.
Yeah.
Guessing you've lost them as well.
Look,
either way, Minecraft Wii U just isn't happening right now.
It's not happening.
But Wii U Pad on a Steam, on a PC machine, God, that's slip of the tongue. On a PC is happening.
Yes, somebody has reverse engineered the Wii U gamepad. Now, we knew it was happening, and we knew it had been done before, but it required a pass-through from the Wii U.
Yeah, whereas this is direct.
These guys were demoing that and then turned off the Wii U. And still managed to...
Is it bad that all I can think is, it's about damn time?
Yeah.
Because the Wii U pad... I'm sorry to be so basic here, but the Wii pad was hacked really quickly. I used my Wii controller on my PC. Yeah. I'll be honest, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I used it as a mouse. And it worked. Except for the fact that the first hack I used, literally, to turn left, I had to twist left. Oh god, this is going to take a while. Down, yeah, go on, keep going. Right a bit, yeah, it wasn't fun. But they connected it to the PC quite quickly. I'm guessing the Wii U pad doesn't use Bluetooth because of the sheer bandwidth constraints.
Yeah, it's partial Bluetooth, partial something else.
So link up with Bluetooth and then use something else. There's not that many standards in the world. No.
They managed to work out some of it, but it took a while for the rest. And now they have actually done it. It's in alpha. It's not public yet. You can get it, but it's not advisable yet.
Yeah.
But when it happens...
It's probably like my Wii experience.
But when it happens, think of it like the NVIDIA Shield.
Well, that's it. It's exactly that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm not against the NVIDIA Shield.
No.
I think it's brilliant for those 3 games you can play.
For the Wii U gamepad, who knows? Maybe it'll play all of them because it's not first back.
Everything, yeah. Oh, that'd be good. But that's the Wii U stuff done. Yeah. Time for music.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, didn't even know I tried. It all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. You try, keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me. I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
That song, as suggested once again by Trevor, was a remix of Linkin Park's "In the End."
Yeah. I haven't
And
had Linkin Park in ages.
no,
I just
here's the depressing. Here's where I'm about
Done.
to. Please let me just finish this sentence.
Yeah.
I can now make you feel as old as I am.
Yeah, this is where I knew you were going.
Yeah. Basket Case. How
Oh,
old
for
is?
fuck's sake.
How old is it this year?
Basket Case. It is 15 years?
20.
Fucking hell.
20 years
Jesus
since the
Christ.
release of Basket Case, Cotton Eye Joe,
Yeah.
Lion King.
Oh dear. It just brings me back to when I had a girlfriend that was younger than me, and John said to me, "Do you remember Jurassic Park?" I went, "Yeah, she done." That is the be all, and I'm not. Oh, too young. If somebody doesn't remember Jurassic Park, they're too young. Sorry,
Right,
that's
but-
for me anyway. I don't know if I
But
want
yeah,
to.
we've done it again. Every fucking podcast we do this, and we start off and we think we'll put the song in halfway. We record 40 minutes, stop,
We'll put a song in.
and then record an hour and a half.
Yeah, right. Let's not record an hour up. Let's hammer through. A bloke has collected almost 11,000 games worth upwards of $700,000. He's been collecting for over 15 years.
He's been collecting since the early 90s. It's more than 15 years.
Yeah, but he said he sold a lot of it
He
when
sold-
he got married.
Yeah, he sold a bunch of it, but this is the same as
Yeah.
me and my comic collection. I sold a bunch of it as well.
But either way, he spends no more than
there's
three.
a couple of duplicates up there for you.
Oh, cheers. He spends no more than $3,000 a year, dollars.
Uh-huh.
He just chooses wisely, apparently, so it's worth more. Really, I think he just buys anything he hasn't got.
Well, yeah, at this
Because
point, you're
really-
pretty much buying what you ain't got.
I don't think he's going for, oh, this is collectible. I think he's going,
But then
I haven't got that one.
But then I've done the same. I've deliberately gone to eBay looking for games. The Micro Machines, when I bought the Micro Machines
Yeah.
Tournament Edition, there were copies on there going for £8-10, and I sat there for months waiting until one dropped to £2.
Bye.
Yep.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not exactly a game you're going to play constantly. It's just one that you break out at games night to fuck people up because it's so impossible now that you've
Yeah.
played modern games. I think there's a corner coming up, but there's no way to tell. Where's the minimap? Oh, I've crashed. Because there is no minimap. There's no way to know what's coming ahead of you
Yeah.
unless you know the track.
Yeah.
That is a bastardised way of playing a game.
But I want another game like that. I want
Yeah.
that game back. I want somebody to remake Micro Machines properly.
The problem is with Micro Machines, the cars are faster than the camera.
Yeah.
So you literally have no idea what's coming, and by the time you see it, you can't stop in time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But how much fun is it?
Fair point. Especially if there's drinking involved.
Yeah.
Next one to die loses, you just go slowly. Just, oh, there's a corner coming out, I'll just slow down. Watch everyone slam into it.
I never worked out what the break button was for Micro Machines. I don't think there was one.
Well, if you played, there was a PlayStation version where you split the controller in half. So you can have 8 players
Oh
and
no,
4
no!
controllers.
You can do that. You can do that on the. You can do that on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, in which point there is no break button. There is left and right
Yeah.
and fire, I think. Actually, there might be a break button. There's no go
Yeah.
button. You go automatically. I just remember it being absolutely ridiculously impossible.
No, that mode came from the Mega Drive.
Oh, right.
That tournament edition I've got. If I can get
It does it.
eight Mega Drive gamepads, it will work. Mega Drive is the genesis for the Americans.
Well, 4 gamepads, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is 8 people. Yeah. I knew what I meant. Yeah, so cool. That guy has a lot of games. Well done to you and your girlfriend.
He's married.
Yeah, I know. That is the bit that astounds me more than anything.
Why?
Because if I said, love, I'm going to spend $3,000 this year on games, not even good ones, just ones that I don't have.
It depends how much more he's bringing in,
Yeah, I suppose I didn't really counter in how much you
or
might be earning.
how big his penis actually is.
Oh, right, I've got to say, you spend a lot of time on Reddit.
Yes.
Did you see the AMA that's doing the rounds?
Which one?
The bloke with 2 penises.
The guy with 2 penises.
I mean, that guy...
I'm more interested in AMA with the one that's wandering around where the guy went to the doctors to a bit about his small penis and found
Yeah.
out that he was actually.
I have a small
Introspect.
useless penis. It turns out you're a hermaphrodite. Your parents just kind of force you down one route.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is the one thing that Reddit is good at.
I'll have one of them. Thank you. Yeah, Reddit is great for... It's like a freak show, but without having to leave your house. It's fantastic. for that.
There's some shit that happens on
But
Reddit.
the double penis guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
I know. I saw that there was something going on with a guy with multiple penises, and I decided I don't want to know.
I read the thread, I just didn't look at the pictures. I didn't dare.
See, I unfortunately use an app that goes pictures first rather than comments, so I saw the picture before I found out what the fuck it was.
Bad times. Well, literally, it should have made sense before I should have known before I clicked it, but one of them was kind of, what's your sex life like? I'm bisexual. One for each is pretty much the story there. He's in a relationship with a guy and a girl who are in a relationship together. They make a pyramid. I just think it's like literally, if ever there was a testament to anyone can find someone, that is it right there. This guy is malformed. He has 2 penises, and he found 2 people
who were happy with it.
Who were happy with having a relationship with him, Which, if ever, go Reddit.
Where were we?
I don't know how we go beyond 2 penises. China bans Battlefield 4. No, I don't really do it, but they banned Battlefield 4.
Yeah, they banned Battlefield 4 because of its DLC. Because Battlefield 4's DLC is called China Rising. They banned it on terms of national security and aggression towards Chinese culture.
Apparently the original Battlefield 4 wasn't available in China anyway. It's not really a big issue for them.
No, but they banned it, so it'll never be.
Firewall.
But we'll come back to the penises, shall we? And go to porn. Because we've got 2 porn stories. The first is that...
Why did they release these over Christmas?
Well, because the first one happened over Christmas.
People have free time. Let's focus on porn this week.
Well, no, see, the second story is actually a porn site trying to advertise themselves. And the first one is actually because, well, the kid discovered it over Christmas. It's happened again. The second time with a Nintendo DS. This time it's the 3DS. Because they've got cameras built in, people take pictures. And people who take pictures don't always take pictures of things that kids should see.
Yeah. If you have the ability to take a picture, it will eventually end up with porn. Yeah. It happened with camera phones. It happened with everything.
You can sum that up into numbers. 34. Rule 34, if it exists, there is porn.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And some parent, who is, quite frankly, in my opinion, retarded, bought their kid a 3DS and didn't think to wipe the memory card.
In their defence, if this was what they thought was brand new...
It wasn't. They bought a pre-owned 3DS and didn't think to wipe the memory. Didn't think to at least check the memory. They have only themselves to blame. Although Walmart are in part responsible because their staff should have also done this.
Yeah. Just imagine a guy coming in. Yeah, I'm not happy with this 3DS wearing a trench coat, clearly.
I'm not happy with this 3DS. It doesn't have the desired effect. My penis still looks small.
It's the trench coat that gives it away, and the dark glasses. Although, honestly, some of the things you see working at a place like Walmart.
Yeah.
I work at PC World.
Yeah, it's the British equivalent.
Yeah, honestly, some of the things.
Yeah.
I'll explain off camera, but I'm haunted by some of these things.
And the second story is the fact that PS4 users watch 3 times more porn than Xbox One users.
Which console do you have, Paddy?
The PS4. I'm not disputing it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it says 3 or 4 times more, but it doesn't necessarily say what the baseline is.
It does tell you the top 10 PlayStation 4 movies, because this is done by a site called Sugar DVD. Now, Sugar DVD are the porn equivalent of Netflix.
This is brilliant.
They are the porn equivalent of Netflix, so everybody knows what that is. So you know
the top one is same for the 2 though, which I'm quite impressed with.
So it tells you not only that PlayStation 4 uses 3 times as much,
and it has a typo in it. That's brilliant.
Where?
The top one. It's got an extra I.
No, that's an L.
Oh, that's an L. I'm drunk. Right, yeah. Okay, now I get it. I thought poisons was a bit odd in the porn context. Explosions.
Yeah, this article. Do you want to read some of the titles?
Yeah, okay.
So,
top 10 for PlayStation 4 is Creamplosions number 2, because the first one didn't necessarily do well. The sequels are always better anyway, aren't they? Top Heavy Tarts number 6. Cream Pie Honeys from Russia. Big Ass Movie the number 2. Oh. Oh. I'm not sure I can continue. There's Top Heavy Tarts 11 is also featured. They must have a lot of Top Heavy Tarts.
Yeah. But that's
Oh, number 10! It's okay, she's my stepdaughter.
Oh, that's wrong.
Right, let's see. Xbox users, are you any better? It's pretty much the same all the way through. Dirty Little Schoolgirl Stories is a new one there. Big Tits Curvy Asses is a new one. Top Heavy Tarts 25 as well. That's a...
Well, what I'm seeing here is that there's more MILF-related stuff in the PlayStation 4 and more teen-related stuff in the
Or
Xbox
even
One.
worse, school bus girls. Number 2. Right, if they're on a school bus, no. No. Top 10 categories.
Let's not go into the categories.
Let's not. I'm quite ashamed of myself reading these out, to be honest. But I can say, looking at that, let's just scroll down a little bit.
Yep.
Looking at those, I feel slightly better about being a PlayStation owner.
Yeah.
Because top for PlayStation is all girl. Top for Xbox is anal.
Yeah.
Damn you, America. And we know it's you. Because that's some crazy American stuff. I don't get it. I genuinely am lost. It must be an American
Well,
thing.
this is the second story that's related to the PS4 and Xbox One. Because Pornhub also put out their stats, and they did mirror this in that PS4 and PlayStation 3 users were watching more porn than Xbox One and Xbox 360 users. And at the time, I put that down to the PS3.
Free.
Well, yeah, PS3's internet is free, and the PS3 browser is better.
Yeah.
And now that we've gone all the way of the dinosaur, but the browser's still free. Shit, yeah. So, PS4 free, Xbox One not.
Yeah. That's going to make a difference, let's be honest.
Yeah, because if you're free, you've got the money to pay for your Sugar DVD subscription.
Yeah. Not to mention, there's also more PlayStation owners. PlayStation 4, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They've just sold more.
Well, they've been able to provide more. They've been able to ship more.
Yeah. Can we move away from porn? It's not a subject I like discussing, really. Well, it's an awkward one where it's just like, yeah, you dirty bastard Americans.
It's not all Americans.
Well, the Xbox One's more popular in America, and looking at what the Americans see, I can't help but look at that top 10 and think, you dirty bastard Americans. Because their fantasies are just wrong. I mean, they've got it... PlayStation has All Girl as the top one.
Yeah.
In America, that's number 5.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no. Yeah, sorry. Move on.
Square Enix. Users are complaining about the contents of the Christmas mystery box. Now, this is an old story. It's only here because I forgot to delete it.
Paddy was also a victim of the mystery
box. And I was also a victim of the mystery box, so it's staying. The mystery box was an interesting idea from Square Enix because they've got their own little store, and they went, give us, I think it was £6, and you can have a mystery box of 4 of our games. And being that they just released Final Fantasy VIII on Steam, me and quite a few other people assumed that the mystery box would contain at least Final Fantasy VIII or possibly Final Fantasy VII. A Square Enix box, a Final Fantasy is pretty much a given.
I think more annoyingly about this was the fact it wasn't random. With a mystery box, I would expect everyone to just get a random assortment.
Yes, and
some
it wasn't. It was the same box.
Yeah, everyone got the same thing.
Everyone I know got the same box. I'm going to double click that story and check if it says if anybody got a different box. But it's. I
find it hard to believe that.
Yeah, it's the same box for everyone. So yeah, I expected at least one Final Fantasy from a Square Enix box. I should have thought ahead because I know Square Enix actually do a good job of publishing a lot of things without screaming, "We're Squeenix! Look at us! We're releasing this game." They just let the game release.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
You think, I mean, come on. They do a lot of good games. Square Enix have a lot of good stuff. Randomise it. Just stick it out there. Anyone gets everything, and then nobody can be annoyed. Oh, I didn't get Final Fantasy. Fair enough, some people did. I mean,
£5. £5 was what I paid for the box. The price is there. I can see it now. And yeah, I thought a Final Fantasy was a given. What I got instead was not bad. It was Tomb Raider, it was Just Cause, it was Hitman Blood Money, and it was Dungeon Siege.
Yeah.
Which are all good games. Tomb Raider I would have paid £5 for outright. Because I want to play it. And that's it, I want to play it. So it's worth a £5 minimum.
Well, I won't mind. Some of the comments people had about this. Somebody saying, I could easily have bought all the games in this pack for less than €20. Yeah, you did, $6.99.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not... Yeah. You still got a bargain. They're still good games, they're just not Final Fantasy. They're not Sleeping Dogs. Fair enough. But you paid €7 and you got slightly less than €20 value is what is that guy saying in his complaint.
Yeah, he was expecting. Yeah, he was expecting Sleeping Dogs with all DLC and Final Fantasy VIII.
Good for you. I could have bought all of these for less than €20. Well put. You've got a bargain.
Yeah.
I just don't
well
understand.
Done. You've saved €15.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's genuinely just. It's not even an argument that you've saved a lot of money and it's a nice idea. It should just be random.
That's my biggest annoyance at it. The fact that there was no randomisation there. There should have been a selection.
Yeah.
Because that would have been fun. Because then you would have had people trading the keys that they don't want. Because then you would have been able to build more of a buzz. So the people that got Final Fantasy keys that already had Final Fantasy keys would be able to trade them with the people that got Tomb Raider keys that already had Tomb Raider.
Square Enix, we're looking for jobs. If you'd like someone in your marketing department, let us know.
But that's it.
Yeah.
You could have you could have even gone one step further and provided the tools with which to trade these keys, so that they were definitely going to people fairly.
Yeah. I mean, as a gesture of goodwill, I think it should give everyone Final Fantasy VIII right now.
7.
Nah, I said 8 for a reason.
You fuck you!
Everyone would be annoyed, wouldn't they? I wanted 7!
You're a bastard. They also slipped up this week and accidentally sold DLC that they weren't meant to sell.
Exclusive DLC.
This is part of a much bigger issue that needs to fuck off this year.
Exclusive DLC.
Yes. Store and source exclusive DLC. Platform exclusive, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
As long as the platform exclusive doesn't impact the game in any kind of way. I mean, having Xbox exclusive levels and PlayStation exclusive levels, definitely out of the thing. But having PlayStation exclusive costumes, being able to play Tomb Raider in an Altair costume, for example.
Yeah. If we take the GTA example, they have some cars you can only get if you had the pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
If we use that as an example, when you go into the online store on GTA, you have these cars listed, and it says, sold out. And all I do is look at that and think, what are you trying to tell me? I can't now get it because I didn't pre-order. So what you're saying is, haha, we made some cars you could have bought previously, can't buy now, that are here, you can't buy. Ha!
That is Rockstar just owning up to what they've done. We sold out.
Yeah. I just don't get it. It's like, putting it in the store just tells me that you did have a pre-order bonus, I can no longer get it. Why is it there?
Yeah. I don't mind
if
I see people driving by on it. It will raise my interest if I see people driving by on it. I suppose it is to answer the question of the people that are looking for that want to know where they can get it when they see it.
Do you not think it's frustrating? It's kind of like, this person got it on pre-order, you can't have it. Oh. I mean, this is a money-making scheme. Eventually, I reckon this car's going to turn up and you can buy it for X amount, because that's just...
Well, no, that's it. The argument is that now that more people are going to sit back and wait for the Game of the Year edition, where all of this shit gets ploughed in. or the Ultimate Edition, where all of the shit gets ploughed in.
There's an interesting discussion I saw online about the Game of the Year edition. And literally, to be a Game of the Year, you just have to have one website say...
Game of the Year.
This is our Game of the Year. Okay, done! Game of the Year edition. It could be literally some nana's blog that knits for a living, that just played a game once.
Yep.
Knitting simulator, Game of the Year. And that's it. Suddenly Game of the Year.
So which game
edition.
do we want with all the DLC?
Well, which would you say is Game of the Year? We never covered this. What is your Game of the Year? Your all-time best game this year? I'm putting you on the spot, I know, but I know mine straight off the bat.
If it has to have been released this year,
Yeah.
Resogun. If it doesn't have to have been released this year, Minecraft, because of the amount of hours that I have ploughed into that game this year.
See, mine has gone home because... No. Mine's Last of Us.
Yes,
I
I know that's where you expected me to go, but...
I'll be honest, I played Resogun. I watched you play Resogun, and it looks addictive as hell.
Yeah.
That silly shoot you put me on.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
The simplicity of Resogun, yet the addictiveness and the difficulty all at once is just spot on.
It doesn't matter how much effort they put into making it. If it's fun to play, it's fun to play.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And some games are good for story, some games are good for gameplay.
But if I was going to go on sheer hours played, this year it has to be Minecraft, and that game is old.
Yeah, well, mine for hours played is Grand Theft Auto, but my Game of the Year is Last of Us. The gameplay wasn't necessarily that good.
Well, it's not for hours played, it's the amount of hours that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Again, if I went on that... The problem is, if you get something Grand Theft Auto, you play it for longer.
Yeah.
But Last of Us just leaves an impact. There's something about it that makes me think,
oh, no, I don't
wow,
it's
something new. But anyway, let's Square Enix.
Yeah, Square Enix, they released the DLC.
Founders.
Yeah, we didn't actually tell them what the problem was. We mentioned that they did something with DLC, and then they had exclusive DLC over in Japan. They accidentally released it to the public and had to pedal back from that, and basically exclusive DLCs have to go away. They serve nothing. They serve nobody but the stores that have signed them as exclusives. They are not consumer friendly. They are there for the shops.
Even worse when you hear GameStop has this, and we as Brits think, what do we get? How do we get that? I want that.
Well, no, that's it.
It never explains it.
The GameStop exclusive gets assigned to Game, and then you don't have an alternative. So everything gets assigned to Game or Amazon, and it's bollocks. It just screws over the consumer. Every step of the way, it screws over the consumer, because you either get the DLC, which gives you an advantage, or you get an alternative DLC and then get screwed out of everything else that the other DLCs gave you.
Yeah. Pretty much.
These things
you can't win.
Yeah, these things need to fuck off.
Right. So now that they've fucked off, Criterion founders Ward and Sperry have left.
Yes.
They've gone to start their own little studio.
It isn't a bad thing. It's basically they want to move on.
Yeah. Alex Ward and Fiona Sperry.
Yeah, the studio Criterion is still hard at work on its next game. It's still working and still going fine. It's just that the founders decided, look, we want to go and take a fresh start a new company on our own, independent, and without somebody higher up telling us what to do. And I'm with them. I'm.
Yeah.
When you've proven yourself like the Criterion guys have,
it's understandable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're stuck with someone where somebody higher up is calling the shots.
Somebody's calling the shots. When you've got your own company, you're calling the shots.
Exactly. And you can make sure you have control of your fate, which I imagine is a nightmare when you're working under a big publisher.
Yeah.
Because you can't control your fate. You can have the best ideas for an awesome game, but if you can't get them to understand it,
they're not going to back it, and they're not going to fund it.
Yeah. Hackers. I bet you wonder where this lollipop came from now.
If that matches up, I'll cut it. But if it doesn't, then nobody's going to understand that.
So hackers take down League of Legends, EA, and Blizzard temporarily. They're not hackers. They pretty much use a DDoS.
They are bots.
Yeah.
They don't count. Nothing about DDoS is hacking. If you can't download this episode of the podcast, fuck it.
Not sure I want this now. Yeah, basically, hacking is not firing enough traffic at a site till it falls over.
Yeah.
That isn't hacking. Hacking is making your way into a site and getting data you shouldn't be able to get. That's my understanding of hacking.
Hacking requires you to access something. That's the base level of the hack.
The very point of a DDoS is you don't access anything. Nobody does.
Well, just for those who don't know what the acronym stands for, DDoS is Distributed Denial of Service. Basically, it is, I don't want you to access that website, so I'm going to distribute out to all these boxes, so they didn't even do it themselves.
Technically, they told millions of machines to attack.
Well, basically, there are DDoS networks. There are DDoS webs that use cloned boxes and hacked boxes, Trojan boxes, slave machines to send. Because there's no single machine that can send that much traffic. There is no two machines. This is apparently a pair of hackers calling themselves Derp.
Yeah.
They
They haven't actually proved they can hack yet. So.
Yeah. And there's no two machines on this planet can send that much transmission data to a site to take it down. Particularly not servers on the size of League of Legends, EA, or Steam. So it had to be distributed. They had to use one of these botnets to do it. At which point
they did.
And successful. They managed to successfully get these things to go offline for a little while. And whoop-de-fucking-do. What did they get?
If you eat something now, this is going to be a really quiet podcast.
Oh, I can manage this. But what the...
There's no hacking involved. They basically launched lots of requests at a single server until it fell over.
Yeah, the worst one is when they decided to take it up against a particular League of Legends live streamer. And they just basically decided they were going to shut his broadcast down. And this is why some of the services got hit. So he played League of Legends. So they DDoS'd his League of Legends to shut down the LOL servers. Okay, so that worked. So he thought, fuck yeah, I'll go play Dota. And they started DDoSing that instead. And he went, fuck you, Battle.net. This guy did the right thing. He just basically went, you know what, I'm bigger than you, I'll just go play something else. I've got enough time. And eventually, they just decided, right, this DDoS is annoying you, we're not having enough fun, we'll ring the police. And the police turned up at his door. He had to stop streaming because the police were at his fucking door.
I mean, it's brilliant that you can just call it an anonymous thing with absolutely no foundation in fact. You can only call the police once.
Yeah.
If you call them again, you're stuck. So basically, they've played their hand. This guy's probably free now. He can just hop across the
he was never arrested. He was briefly detained while they searched his home, but then released without charges. And this is the second time in a month that this has happened because another World of Warcraft streamer had the police rung on him. And he is one of the World of Warcraft streamers that I can't stand because he annoys me every time that a new expansion for World of Warcraft.
Does he plough to the end?
He is always Athene. He is always, ever since Burning Crusade, he has been the first to whatever the new level cap is, and he usually does it in 24 hours. Whatever the minimum that it can physically be done in is. Because he, in my opinion, cheats. It's not cheats, it's clever use of games mechanics, but fair enough. It's still cheating in my mind.
Think how miserable his life must be.
Yeah.
If
But yeah, basically
game.
the gaming press needs to learn what the word hack means. To be fair, the gaming press is one of the few areas where you should know what the word hack means, because PC gaming is where hacks happen. You hack
Even then, hacks are rare.
Yeah. You hack your abilities to gain access to an ability that the normal player can't have. If you've got an aim hack, you are aiming better than the other person.
But usually hack is used, somebody's hacked my account. No, they haven't. You were stupid enough to type it somewhere you shouldn't.
Yeah. Facebook hacks are never hacks. The number of times, in fact, every podcast is a literal opportunity for either of us to hack each other's Facebook accounts, because I know damn well yours is signed into your phone and mine is signed into my tablet.
Yeah.
In fact, all you'd have to do is open a Facebook tab and I'd probably be signed into Facebook.
You are. I often open a tab when you're not here and type, I'm a goon.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
By default, all my messages are sent to private.
That's probably why you don't get them. But either way, there was no hacking involved. EA's Origin servers went down, Steam went down, Blizzard went down temporarily. It's all because
Nintendo went down.
Yeah, it's all purely because they sent a lot of traffic at one server that went, I can't deal with millions of people at once, fuck off, and fell over.
Yep.
But that's it. I mean, there was nothing more than that. In other news, GOG has stopped selling Fallout.
Yeah, this is bad news.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad news. It's kind of we knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, I'm picking out my teeth. I've got a lollipop stuck in my teeth.
We knew it was. We kind of knew it was coming, and it's kind of bad times because the Fallout series was one of the sets of games that really helped propel GOG in the early days.
Yeah,
you can't discount the impact that Fallout had on GOG. But since then, GOG has proved themselves in their own right. Massively beyond what Fallout was. And the fact that... so we knew this was coming. Even GOG knew this was coming. That's why they put Fallout 1, 2 and Tactics on sale. Just before... In fact, as part of the sale announcement, they said, look, after this sale ends, these games will go away. Because Bethesda own the rights... all of the rights to the Fallout franchise now, and they don't want us having it.
Well, no, because they're Bethesda. They're evil, nasty corporations. Though, have you heard the recent rumour?
No.
It's only a rumour. The rumour is they've spent $200 million on Elder Scrolls MMO.
Yep. Which will have a subscription, that I learned today.
Well, this is why... If you spend $200 million on a subscription-based MMO, you're going to have a bad time. Because a subscription-based MMO is difficult in this climate anyway. The beta players have come out and said, it doesn't feel like an MMO, an Oblivion MMO, it feels like... Sorry, not Oblivion, an Elder Scrolls MMO, it feels like an MMO with Elder Scrolls attached.
Yeah.
Basically, it sounds like they've fucked up the gameplay, they've fucked up the payment method. They have just fucked up the entire thing. And that language is appropriate. Because it's just...
There's nothing wrong with a subscription-based game, but...
No, there isn't. But it has to be justified.
Yeah, you have to justify the subscription these days. You can't just have a subscription-based MMO and not justify... Blizzard do it with community and constant content updates... But they're not even doing it to the degree that they need to because they're still hemorrhaging players.
Well, they're hemorrhaging because it's getting old.
Yeah.
People have played Warcraft for so long now that they are starting to get a bit bored. But even then, if you launch with a new title now, you have to have something damn special.
Yeah.
But what they've created is a generic MMO in the Oblivion world, in the Elder Scrolls world. Nobody's that enamoured with, and they're charging $15 a month for.
Yep.
They are screwed.
It's wrong.
I just can't see that game making back its money. It just seems daft. Anywho.
But on the plus side for Bethesda, that just took a lot of effort to say, GOG have stopped selling it because Bethesda have got the rights to Fallout from Interplay. And Bethesda have come out and said they are trying to get the Fallout series onto Steam ASAP.
Yeah.
So those games are coming back on.
But you'll pay for them and they won't be DRM free.
Yeah, you'll pay for them and they won't be DRM free, but everybody accepts Steam.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of as long as they're going on Steam and not Origin, that's all good.
Yes.
Or Steam as well as Origin. I'm fine with them
We're
going on
a bunch
Origin.
of hypocrites, aren't we? World of Warcraft has an interesting new idea.
Yes.
I'll let you quickly pitch this one.
Well, I'm not bothered by this. Basically, they announced with the new Warcraft expansion that all players will get two previous. So basically, the current level cap is 90.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
100-ish. 110, whatever it is. I'm going to guess 110.
I stopped playing months ago. It's 90. The current level cap is 90.
It can't be 90.
And the new level cap in War's Draenor will be 100.
That seems wrong.
But whatever the level cap is now, they are going to give us one boost for one character, 2 level cap. And then make us level to the new level cap.
Yeah.
So that will count for new existing characters. So if you've got a level 40 that you want to suddenly get up to the max, the current max level, you'll get one of them. If you start a new character and want to jump,
skip the grind, basically.
Skip the grind. Fair enough for an expansion. Now there's always these customer surveys, and they always ask questions that don't mean anything but could mean something. And the latest of these is that in one of these customer surveys, they asked the question: if we were to offer this as a paid service and allow you to pay to skip the grind for any character, what would you pay?
Yeah. If there was some kind of small, maybe micro transaction of sorts, how much would you pay? How
small would the microtransaction have to be for you to pay to skip the grind to 90?
Because that sounds very much like double dipping to me. But we'll see how they go.
It is double dipping. It is. But as a long time MMO player, a very long time MMO player, this has other repercussions that are not quite as double dipping as they might seem.
It's still double dipping.
It is, however, from my time when I was a heavy World of Warcraft player.
Yeah.
Now, there were times when my guild was short of certain classes. And we were basically, our raid content was stopped. Now, they fixed it. Blizzard have fixed this in flexi raiding and the stuff that you don't need to know about unless you play World of Warcraft. But we were basically stalled because 2 of our healers quit playing. And we couldn't.
Stuck without.
We were stuck without them, which meant that 2 of us from the guild had to stop playing our character, quickly grind the fuck out of a couple of healing classes to get them up to level to let all of the other, at the time, 40 players continue.
Yeah.
Because our classes could be replaced, whereas the healing classes couldn't be that easily.
I'll admit, this all comes down to me, is that the whole point of MMOs is, as soon as you start a second character, it's boring as fuck. Because you're doing the stuff you've already done before, but with slightly different skill set.
But that's it. So this...
Yeah, I don't see this as a legitimate thing. I think this is very much... It's a shit gameplay mechanic anyway.
Yeah.
They're trying to fix it and charge for it. Because I don't think... If you've got a second character, you should be able to jump so much anyway.
But a lot of modern MMOs allow you to multi-class so that you can just reskill your character to a healing class. But World of Warcraft is still in
the old way.
Well, it is for most things. I mean, my character is a druid, so it is a hybrid class. So it can be damaging. It can be. I can do all of the 3 roles, just not as good as a dedicated role. But anyway, at the time they weren't that, so I had to swap, and I had to grind through 60 levels at the time to get to cap so that we could go back and continue raiding.
Yeah.
This kind of thing is a godsend because I would have happily paid £5 to skip my healing class to raid level.
Yeah, it makes...
Because I'd have saved myself nearly 2 weeks of fucking work.
It makes sense, but at the same time I just think, don't play that shit boring bit that you don't want to play. Don't play. If it's shit and boring, don't play. Just stop.
Yeah, but but the thing is, I was enjoying. This is where it falls apart because I was raiding and I was enjoying the raiding part of it, but I couldn't continue in that because the 2 people that weren't enjoying it anymore had gone away and were stopping the rest of the 38 of us from enjoying it. It wasn't their fault. It was just a limitation of the mechanics.
But you still have to start from scratch and do shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah, but
that's not a game.
We managed to power level it and managed to do it in very little time, comparatively.
Yeah, right. Xbox One could have been.
This is interesting.
It is, but it's only really a headline. You don't need any more than Xbox One could have released without a disc drive.
They were actually planning it.
Yeah, but there's nothing more to be said.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 could have been released without disc drive.
Well, no, the interesting thing is that this is kind of proof as to how into the digital future that Microsoft wanted to go.
Yeah.
They seriously considered releasing a version of the Xbox. Not just they considered releasing the Xbox One without a disc drive. They then also considered, briefly, according to a different article, 2 versions of the Xbox One. A disc drive version and a non-disc drive version that was cheaper.
See, that would have been fun. But the be-all and end-all is nobody's got good
the be-all and end-all is that they went and looked at it and went, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, games are 40 gig. Who the fuck's going to be able to download that?
Good luck. This is the problem. Games are outstripping internet at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get past that, we're pretty much stuck with discs. But Steam gets by fine. This is one bit I never understand. A game can come through on Steam that looks better and plays better on PC than it ever could on console, yet it's smaller. I honestly, I am lost. I can only assume it's because it uncompresses that into a much larger area, whereas it runs from disk on a console. But
the compression capabilities of the PC is far superior to the uncompression capabilities of the...
To which all I think is, why the hell can't you compress a game properly?
Improve the compression.
Yeah, on console games.
On console, but...
Anywho, one man has spent over $3,000 on Steam holiday badges. Well done.
This guy is fucking incredible.
That's a lot of money to waste.
Yeah.
So that's just buying games over the holidays?
Yeah, so basically the Steam Christmas sale is... there we go. The Steam Christmas sale, they did the trading card thing again, and you managed to get levels. This guy is at level 261 on Steam, full stop, which you get by playing games. So he is quite a heavy game player.
Yeah, he plays a lot.
And he has several thousand games on Steam. He has basically the entire bloody Steam collection.
He's got everything.
So he has the money, he has the time, and he managed to reach level 100 for the Steam Christmas sale. In order to do that, you had to spend nearly $2,000 on just... It's just ridiculous. He spent $3,000 on shit just for the...
He's a 32-year-old from Tokyo as well, apparently.
Yeah.
He likes long walks on the beach. He has 2,000 games. I mean, that's just... Whoa. 2,086 games and 2,058 pieces of DLC.
Yeah.
I want to know what his job is.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he can't have a job, which means he's rich, which means, ladies, you want a bit of Palm Desert, because he must be minted. It's the only way he could actually sustain that.
Yeah.
Finally, as well, We have Sony have filed a patent.
We've saved the last
patent.
story for the patent.
Patent.
Patent were English.
I
It's a
thought patent was English and patent was American. Either way, he's filed one of those to add. Sony has filed one of those.
Sony is
to add new content.
Sony is currently Mel. Suddenly Mel. That's the word I was looking for.
They filed a patent /thingy to add new content to emulated PlayStation games. So you can be playing an old game and suddenly there's new content there that wasn't there before. And how they do that is they have the old emulation, suddenly there's a trigger here. If you're not on video, this won't help. If you are on video, it probably won't help. And there's suddenly new content and then trigger, you go back to your old game.
Basically, they managed to find a way to keyframe something.
Yeah.
So basically, you're streaming. The entire idea of streaming is that you're playing a video and your key commands are sold so that the console emulates it and then streams you back the video. What they've done is they've managed to find a way to keyframe a specific point in a video. And at that point, let you jump in and play something else for a while and then drop you back into that keyframe. So what they're looking for is that... So where this will get used in most games is cutscenes.
Yeah.
So they will end cutscenes early, allow you to play out what should have happened in that cutscene, and drop back in.
Which is quite a cool idea.
Yeah.
Or you could have a game like Second Sight where you've got the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And you could have a new flashback. Something that completely different to how it was. Something that the director wanted to do originally, but the producer, whoever produced it,
producer.
Wanted to do but couldn't do because of time constraints. They could add that back in later. I don't think it's going to happen in the short term because just the current nature of things, but this could potentially add new content to all games quite cheaply, quite easily. It could be content that already exists that just never got released because back in the day, if it didn't fit on the disc,
it didn't happen, and there was no DLC content, DLC environment for it. Think of the things that got re-released as premium content. God of War. The God of War collection got re-released as a HD re-release.
Yeah.
Had a few things added in. Now think about that, and then you've got the fact that you can now stream the original God of Wars on their original platform.
Yeah, without having to add in extra bits
but
to disc. You could add it into.
You could put it into the original digital distribution. So. Okay, that they'd actually stream the re-released version, but that's kind of the point I'm getting at. Is the fact that Sony are allowed to patent this is
they might not be allowed yet. I don't think this is patentable. I don't think you can say I made this. There we go. How about that? Because it's daft.
The fact is, this patent is nearly 2 months old and has only just become public knowledge.
Yeah,
it's a year old. It was filed in 2012, but released publicly yesterday.
It's a ridiculous thing. In America, this will pass. Anywhere else, I can't imagine it will. Just because it's software where you're adding bits into an existing game, and really there's nothing new there.
The example that they're giving is boss battles that should have been harder. So basically, you get to a certain point, and a boss battle kicks in, and the boss suddenly has a lot more health than you remember. Or a lot less health than you remember.
Yeah. They can tweak things.
Basically, they can fix the fuck-ups that didn't happen. My personal hope for it...
E.T. They can fix E.T.
No, nothing can fix E.T. Nothing on this earth can fix E.T.
Damn it.
My personal hope for it is to do things like proper director's cuts, where... section, because if they were able to cut in and out of the game and basically splice an entire game into chunks at this point, there's nothing to say they can't reorder those chunks.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to say. I'm trying to think of it.
They could screw you up, so when you go through a door and you're expecting one thing, you get an entirely different thing. They could reorganise the house in Resident Evil. So everything is in a different place. You open a door and it's not what you expected.
I never thought of that.
You can have fun with that,
think about that. Resident Evil, where everything was... Hang on, we get... I've just realised the camera actually counts down before it cuts into a separate video.
Oh, yeah. I've got really bloodshot. Oh God, is that working? Hello?
No, it's working. It's just cutting onto another video.
Oh, whoa! Right.
We've just noticed that. But Resident Evil is a good example. So where you could actually restructure the entire game.
You could restructure the environment. You could technically change any single one of those as well.
Yeah.
Just imagine that whole thing where you walk into a room and you're shooting off screen because you know there's a zombie there. Yeah. And then you walk on and suddenly you're in an office you weren't in before. You can really screw people up.
You'd probably not go quite that far, but you could turn Resident Evil into a roguelike.
What?
A roguelike dungeon crawler where random procedurally generated.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. So you didn't walk up that corridor and down and suddenly the window smashes and there's a liquor there.
Yeah, but you could.
Everyone remembers the liquor.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was its official name.
But you could potentially make entirely new games out of existing games by just restructuring them.
I like the idea of procedurally generated Resident Evil. That'd be interesting. I'd love to see Alec on it because he knows where everything is on every single Resident Evil. Yeah. Oh, green herb! I'll just go pick that up and carry on. There you go. How? It's in the dark. You can't. He knows.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The last time we went for a games night, and he was going through Resident Evil.
It's almost depressing, isn't it?
It's not. I don't know. I'm impressed by it, but at the same time, I wonder how that. I wonder what games I could do that with, because I think there's got to be a few where I could.
Yeah. I think my problem is that all of my games that I remember are competitive games that I played co-op.
Sonic 3. I actually know where all of the special stage levels are, and I can actually have Supersonic by about the second world.
That's quite sad.
I can have all 6 emeralds within the first 3 or 4 levels.
I didn't even own a Mega Drive, I'll be honest.
But that's the one in my head that I can think of that I could probably do that with.
I don't think I know any game that
and well. I know the secret levels that well that I could probably play them with. I'd not fail one of them.
Does it count that I can go on Gradius and type in the cheat and just get to the end really quickly? Does that mean anything?
No,
that's cheating. Isn't it?
That's impressive.
It's like the Sonic, kind of everyone knows the Supersonic cheat.
Everybody knows the Supersonic cheat. Everybody knows the level select cheat. Most people don't know the audio code, so that you can actually go in and play all the sound effects.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You remember that one?
Well, I don't remember it, but I remember doing it.
Yeah.
I think I got it off Cheat Code Central back in the day.
And Jo, despite saying she never plays games, can remember by heart the level skip command for Aladdin and exactly how many times she has to enter it to get to the magic carpet level. She can actually boot the game up and get to
the magic carpet level. Yeah. You can just tell that she. Yeah.
She can boot the game up and be straight to the magic carpet level in a matter of 25 seconds or something.
Nice. Right, we have some final bits, and some of them are worthwhile. I suppose we skip this one and leave it to last.
Okay.
We have Typing of the Skullgirls, which is...
Skullgirls Encore is the PC version of the Skullgirls combat fighting game. Very good fighting game. Going to be good on the PC. Taking the piss out of Typing of the Dead. And well worth it.
Yeah.
Because you pull off your superpower, super attack, your combo bar's filled, and you have to type in the words that they tell you. And if you get it all right, perfect typing, you get 150% attack. If you get it almost right, 100% normal attack. If you get it wrong, yeah, you're barely going to scratch them.
Yeah.
It's funny. And in defence,
it's a bit of fun.
If you're playing against an NPC, they pull off a super move. You've got to type in the words quick enough to reduce the damage.
Nice. And we also have a Destructoid Best of 2013.
Yeah, the Destructoid Awards were interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not what we...
It's interesting. It's not what we'd expect, is it? But
some of the things that won awards were good. Were exactly what we would expect.
There was no awards for Gone Home. That has to be...
Is that in it? That's what sold it for you?
Yeah.
The fact that Gone Home didn't get a single award.
Gone Home is a hipster piece of bullshit. And it shouldn't have the awards it has. It's got them because people feel guilty that games haven't matured as quickly as they want them to.
This is true.
That's all it is.
I really should play it.
play it. I would be interested to see what you say, but in my eyes, it's because people want to justify games as a legitimate medium. And fair enough, we all want that. But it's a progression, it's not a jump. You can't just release one game and say, that is the best game ever made because it's different to all of these. That isn't how it works. Crysis did that, Far Cry did that. And they were technologically amazing, but the games were
To be fair, from what I've heard of Gone Home, I haven't played it yet, but I think Papers, Please outdoes it.
Yeah, it probably does. Well, Gone Home builds a story like no other game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it builds it in a deficit of gameplay.
Yeah.
There is no gameplay. There is a tease of gameplay, as in you think, this is a bit scary, and it builds up kind of a bit of tension. Great. But then it never amounts to anything, and you just feel a bit disheartened at the end of it. It's like a brilliant experience that never quite amounts to what you want it to be. It basically doesn't do what you want it to do, and it disappointed me because of that.
It is the gaming equivalent of a cock tease.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I have blue balls from Gone Home. That is the problem. I played Gone Home, and I thought...
What?
I thought, I can forgive the repetitive scenery. I can forgive the fact I'm picking up bits of teared up paper and listening to old 90s music as an attempt to get me to like this game. I can forgive the cliched storyline, but for fuck's sake, there's not a single ghost and nothing that jumped out at me. And you promised me that with lightning and over-the-top dramatic scenery. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And it never fit for me. It just didn't feel right.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm
going to keep doing this every episode, every single time.
I know.
Rip into Gone Home.
There is a YouTuber that is one of the 300 that got the Xbox Steam boxes,
Nice.
and he is actually now making videos of him playing various Steam games with the Steam controller.
Nice.
And some of them look very playable.
Yeah.
Some of them
Look unplayable.
look completely unplayable.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realise was that because of the customizability of the controller, because it's just key bindings,
Yeah.
when you go to play a game, you get the suggested default key binding, you get to store your own key binding, and the moment you stored it, it gets put into a library, so you get other Steam players' Steam bindings listed by popularity.
That's pretty cool.
So this is one of the ways that Steam's going to work, the Steam controller is going to work, the fact that once people have worked out the optimal Steam binding for a controller,
You're fine. It's just those sticks, or lack of.
Yeah.
That's the bit that I think I have to get hands-on before I will understand how that works. And I think that's the hard sell for everyone. Yeah. You have to use it before you understand it.
Yep.
And I haven't used it, so I don't understand it. I just think it's a touchpad, and touchpads suck.
Yeah.
So.
There's a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix, which I'm glad to hear. I knew it was coming, because 1.5 Remix only included half of the Kingdom Hearts series. 2.5 Remix will include the other half. I'm waiting for 2.5 Remix because I know that when they release 2.5 they'll do a box set with both of them, and I can play both of them before I play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nice.
And I'll be happy.
There's the 10 biggest MMO news stories of 2013.
Yeah, massively have compiled the 10 biggest MMO stories of 2013, and they're quite a good set of stories. I didn't want to go through them all because MMOs bore a lot of people.
Yeah, we've got a video of Mario Kart 8's tracks, so somebody's spliced together the footage to make it more coherent, so you can see more of a track. So
basically it looks like more of the tracks are played in the order that they will actually be played.
Which is nice.
There's a trailer video a transfer video from Pokemon X and Y. Over in Japan, the transfer of previous generation characters into the current generation has finally been enabled, and it's footage of the legendaries from the previous generation. I have to salute Game Freaks for actually going to the effort of 3D modelling all 716 Pokemon
I want to point
from
out,
all generations.
You made this rod for your own back.
Yeah.
Right, if you add this many Pokemon, you're asking for this. Because you shouldn't have made so many freaking Pokemon. I had a Pokedex, right? It's at 150-ish.
156 in the
That's
first
how
one.
many there should have bloody been.
151 in the original.
Yeah, because I remember.
Then it got bumped up to
and
156.
there was the Ice Bird thing,
Yeah.
which wasn't part of the decks.
Yeah.
And there was Mew and Mewtwo. I think only one of them was in it. Mewtwo, I think. I seem to remember Archaeopteryx, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember some kind of Ice Bird. I had that one. That's all I know. I think I had the blue one for that.
But over the current generations, they got loads more, and it's now 760. But they've gone to the effort. You've got to give them credit for actually, because they didn't have to. They could have said, no, you can't transfer in the Pokemon from the previous generation. You can only have the Pokemon from this generation. We've put in 500 and something of them.
Yeah, they could have pulled a Gran Turismo, but
Yeah.
they didn't, which is nice. Because Gran Turismo
But
did the classic.
it's not the fact that they haven't just created 3D models. They've created unique animations for some of their super moves as well, which is great.
I want to play
Trailer
Pokemon.
video of Mugenics, and it's the music. It's a music trailer, so it shows the music. But I'll let you do the last one.
Yoshi! For the Sonic, is it Lost Worlds?
Sonic Lost World.
Sonic Lost Worlds, there is a Yoshi's Island add-on, and the promotional video for it is brilliant.
It's fucking epic. In fact, I'm gonna risk getting flagged for content ID. I will actually tack the video in now.
Peggy 7.
Sega. Meanwhile, in Sonic Lost World,
Whoa, what's going on? Anybody?
Something's not right.
Hello? Hey, I've been looking for you, Baldy McNose hair. What's wrong with my mustache?
Eggman, you bite!
Good one, buddy.
guys, stop bickering. Our important guest has arrived.
Me, of course.
No, not you. Look, there he is.
Whoa!
Sonic Lost World. Get ready for the one, the only.
There you go, do you enjoy that?
That
if you're
was
still here, we
seriously-
didn't get flagged up.
Yeah.
But there's a real world hedgehog, a real coloured blue, I might add, a
Yeah.
real world fox, and they're talking to each other. An egg with a moustache. It's basically, and then suddenly a big fuck off dinosaur
And makes Yoshi noise.
It makes Yoshi noises. It's brilliant. It's like a student was given a budget of £10
Yeah.
to make a promotional video, and he delivered.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant video. But that's it. We're done.
We're done.
Woo!
We'll see you next week.
Maybe. Actually, we might be playing games
Next week.
Yeah. It's a game week next week. We're going to play games and talk about stuff.